Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, I'm just going to take you guys along with me over the next couple of days and honestly, just show you guys what I actually do in a day. So let's pick up my kitchen because I cannot cook in a kitchen that is not clean. So that's one of the first things that we're going to do. And after everything has been wiped off, we're going to get breakfast started. We're having French toast today. I have some homemade bread that is starting to go stale and I want to use it up because it costs money to get it, and we're gonna have every single last bit of it. And this is what the little fall garden starts are looking like. But let's get started with this French toast. If you guys have never made homemade French toast, it's really simple and easy. You just need a couple of eggs, some milk, some vanilla, some cinnamon, or some allspice if that's up your alley, and dip your bread. Coat it both sides and then stick it on a really hot skillet so that way your bread doesn't turn soggy and start sticking to the pan. What you saw me put on my cast iron is bacon grease. I save all of our bacon grease and use it in the morning time. It helps to get two things out of one. So that is what I put in there, and I am just spreading it all around on my cast iron before I drop the first slice of French toast. Now I'm just going to cut my daughter's French toast up into small pieces. I cut her food up in small pieces because she's only 4 and I feel like big slices of food is very intimidating for little toddlers. So I'm just going to cut it up into small pieces, and then we're going to sit down and enjoy our meal as a family. I am also fixing my husband his coffee. I do this every morning on the weekend since he works a lot during the week. In fact, we hardly see him during the week because he's working so much. And this is like my little thing that I like to do to show him that he's appreciated. But now it's time to get started for dinner. We are having homemade lasagna, and I haven't made homemade lasagna in a minute, but my husband specifically requested homemade lasagna, and I'm going to tell you everything I used right now. So I used 2 packs of 1 pound ground beef. I added in some salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, actual garlic, actual onion, and then Italian seasoning. Added a little bit more oregano and a little bit more rosemary because that is what my family likes. We feel like sometimes it can be a little bland if you just use the very minimum of things, but if that's to your taste, then go ahead, do what is best for you. But for my family, this is what we like. Now I am just going to brown the meat and make sure that it's thoroughly cooked and there's no pink left. But while that is cooking, I'm actually going to go over into our homegrown pantry. As you can see, this is where we keep the bulk of our food, so we don't have to go to the grocery store as much. I got that cabinet for $5 at my local thrift store. It did not look like that when I first got it. I actually painted it, changed out the hardware, and now it looks like this. All right, I had to take a minute because my daughter needed me, but I'm just going through my pantry trying to figure out what I need. I ended up finding 2 different sauces that I had picked up from Aldi like a couple of months ago, and so we're going to use that up. I keep things that I bought from the store on hand to make things easier on myself. But I realized that I needed more ground beef, at least for my family. So I am just going to cook that up in the pan really quick and make sure I have enough. And then we're going to get started on the filling, add the sauce, mix up the ricotta cheese, and make a yummy lasagna. Y'all, we are almost to the point in our household where we need to go to the grocery store. We stock up at least twice a year on all of the things that we are going to need, and we are running low and running out of things. But I will say I have been dreading this shopping trip, mainly because I have already taken a peek at the prices of food and groceries. Yo, I don't think I'm ready, because I just feel like things are getting more and more expensive, even though we're cutting things from the budget and still making things from scratch like always. I feel like our dollar is not really going that far. So if you have any tips, tricks on how we can stretch our budget even further, please drop them in the comment box below, and I will happily read them and share them with my spouse. I'm just going to cut up a medium-sized onion, and add that into my meal. And honestly, you guys, I truly just chop this up any kind of way, as long as it's bite-sized pieces. My family really loves garlic and onion, mainly because we grew up eating it and we grew up loving it. But recently, finding out the health and immunity benefits that it gives makes it all the makes us love it even more. But I'm just going to continue chopping this up and then throwing the core into the Ziploc bag. And that bag is my veggie scrap broth bag. And I make veggie scrap broth at least 2 or 3 times a year. I just do really big batches, so I don't have to make it as much, and just put it into my deep freezer. Sorry, that was my daughter. She's watching Princess Tiana.
As long as it wasn't overbearing, like I can eat this. But it was still decent.
I mean, it was good. I ain't gonna say that's the one.
No, it was good.
Because I didn't get to enjoy it. So I'm about to decide to take more than half up to your parents.
I barely did half.
You took a good bit though. What is 4 pieces of chicken and you know that she likes to eat 3?
She had more than 3 actually. She had about 4.
Well, she kept going back and getting chicken, so there was really only 1.5 that was bitten for me.
You only had 1 piece?
Yeah, and she kept eating all the chicken.
And she don't even eat all. She eat the skin.
No, she was eating the chicken.
Maybe like the chicken.
Yeah, well, she liked chicken. Chicken is her favorite anyway.
Now, that conversation that me and my husband were having, we was talking about how he had cooked, so I didn't have to. and he ended up taking some to his parents, and there was plenty to give. However, we have a 3-year-old that loves chicken. If you asked her what does she wants to eat, she says, "Mommy, Daddy, I want chicken." And when I had went into the kitchen, she had ate literally more than half of it and only left me like one piece that had her little bite mark in it. And he had left a good bit. In fact, he told me he had left approximately like 8 to 10 pieces. But our daughter was having a little feast, helping herself, even though her daddy fixed her plate. She said, "I didn't want any of it. I just want straight chicken." So that is the conversation.
Did you see what I mean? How she picks up and stuff?
Mm-hmm. You vlogging?
Yeah. I'm gonna leave that in there too. I ain't gonna leave that in
Don't
there.
leave that in there. I'm not really sure about the chest and stuff.
I'm gonna leave it in there.
But let me see. I don't got fat. I'm right back in my hole. Top, you know. Chop, clean this up. This round butt.
Beef?
That's how you spell your E's? Round butt.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't wear I'm booty.
As you can tell, we goof around a lot, and it's hard to believe that we are about to be 27 and 28, you guys. Like, it's crazy. I remember when we were in our teens, 19 years old. But anyway, I am just making our list that we need to go and get from the grocery store, and while my husband is going to get those items from the grocery store, I'm going to load up this dishwasher because I needed a clear space. Like I said earlier, I cannot function if there's clutter in my kitchen, if the sink is high and full. So I just needed to reset while I was in the midst of cooking and decided to just do that. I washed my hands, and then it was time for me to assemble our lasagna. To make things easier on myself, I did mix the meat and the sauce, and I will also be adding in the ricotta cheese in the smaller bowl to the left, and adding some Italian seasoning and I think a little bit of salt to add some flavor to the ricotta cheese. Now, assembling this was a absolute breeze. You literally just layer the meat, noodles, ricotta cheese, and repeat. And it literally took me like less than 10 minutes to get it all assembled. And then I decided I was going to throw it in the oven, let all the flavors marry and marinate, and then I shredded some cheese, some fresh grated cheese, which is so yummy, and decided to put it on broil after it was baked and everything had married. So it was super yummy. The cheese came out nice and crispy. My daughter loves a good cheese pull, and she was able to do her little cheese pulls, and it was such a good meal. So I have a question for you guys, and you can leave your answers and comments down below, and I will try my best to get back to them. But how are you faring with these costs of groceries? Because we only go every couple of months. Like, we do big stock ups throughout the year, well, twice a year actually. And the last time we went to the grocery store was like, what, in April? Like an actual true big get everything grocery haul. And y'all, these prices are something serious. But how are you cutting costs? Because I know everybody cut costs differently in their own way. How are you cutting costs? Because I feel like that is something that everybody could benefit from, and hopefully we'll share enough ideas on how we can help each other with the crazy inflation that we're dealing with. One of the ways that I'm dealing with the inflation is that I am mending, making all of the things. And what I mean by mending and making, instead of throwing away a pair of pants that has a hole in them, or a pair of socks that have a hole in them, I am taking the time out and I am mending them, making sure that they are getting fixed so they can continue to be worn. Same thing to go with my husband's pants, my scrub pants, my daughter's shirts, my daughter's pants. I am making sure that I am keeping them in tip-top shape. I am mending them because, like I said, you guys, inflation is serious. It is at an all-time high, and we're trying to save as much as possible as well. So we need to be in a mindset of, instead of throwing away, how can I fix it? And if I can't fix it, how can I reuse it? So with the items that we mend, there are some items that I just cannot fix. They're like way gone past their prime, and I literally decide, okay, I can throw this away, or I can cut them up into what I need them for and use it. Like, for instance, when I get rid of a pair of jeans that are like just way past their prime, I cannot fix them. They've been mended multiple times and they just need to go. I will actually cut jean squares from them as much as possible. I will take off the buttons on the pants. If there are any buttons at all, I will take the buttons off, because that is one less button that I have to buy, and I can always reuse that button. So I take off the button, cut off the squares, and I save them. And I've really been enjoying making little things for them, for my daughter, making doll clothes. When she needs, or if my husband needs a new button for his pants, I sew that button on and it gets the job done. That we don't have to go out and buy new pants. We don't have to go out and buy Barbie doll clothes. We literally just fix it all at home, and we save a ton of money by doing that. But back to the contents of this video. I am making homemade cherry lemonade. I canned up some cherry juice while cherries were in season, and I am pouring the juice in there. And then I decided to make some homemade lemonade, and this actually turned out so good. So good, in fact, that my husband was like, let's make this again, because it was that good. I ended up dumping all of the cherries that was in the jar into the lemonade, and it just got even better while it sat. So it is the next day, and I am just cleaning up my kitchen. I didn't have a lot to clean, honestly, and I was just doing a quick wipe down. It was early in the morning. Everybody was still sleeping. So I was able to get a lot done this particular day. Just enjoying this time to myself and having some me time, while also thinking about what I wanted to do for the day, how I wanted to serve my family for the day, and just things of that nature. And I apologize if you guys hear some rain noise. It's actually nighttime right now, and I'm trying to put my daughter to sleep. But I'm just going to sweep the floors, get all the little crummies up, and throw them in the trash. Honestly, my floors were not that bad, which I was so thankful for this particular day. I was able to do it in like less than 3 minutes, and that made me very, very happy, because typically I have to sweep and then vacuum to get the cleanest floors possible, because I'm very particular about how I want my floors. But I was able to do that, and that is basically all I did. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. See you later, guys.